Okay. Paulo Rodrigues. Okay, Paulo.
Hello, Giulio.
Okay. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. We will try. Okay. Can you hear me now? Yeah?
Perfectly.
Perfectly. Okay. So, it's closed. Good afternoon to everybody. This is the second seminar in the framework of the master degree on valorization of mountain areas. And I'm very happy to host the speaker of today, Paulo Rodrigues. He's a good friend of mine. We works together in the European Greenways Association, and he's the responsible general manager of the Ecopistas, we call Greenways program in Portugal, inside the National Highway Company. I'm really happy to have Paulo here with us. As I told you, this is the second seminar, so we will have like the last time. We give space to Paulo to show the presentation, and at the end we have the possibility to have some question and answer. So I hope people that participated would like to ask Paulo something. Anyway, also my students that are here in the classroom can ask to you something. So at the end we are you can grow up the hand asking the word. You can do, everybody can do the question, and then we can have a discussion. So as I told last time, it's for us a pleasure to organize these seminars inside this course. Of course, the topic of the master is on valorization of mountain areas, and we really believe that active mobility and active tourism is one of the key to valorize tourism and mountain areas in a sustainable way. So the goal of this seminar is to illustrate the experience in Portugal, not only in mountains, also if I know personally that a lot of greenways of ecopistas cross mountain areas and rural areas. Okay, so the topic is to understand better how works the program in Portugal. Also, which are the problems, if you have any problem, which are your future ideas, and if you can show us some I don't know, practical examples about the results that you obtained in valorizing rural economies, okay, for local people, for people who lives in rural territories. That is one of the topic for us, not only to have an income, but also to have possibilities to a more sustainable and also socially friendly development in these areas. So, Paulo, thanks you again, and it's for you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon to all. Before starting, I want to thank Professor Giulio, of course, my good friend, for the invitation to participate in this meeting and present the national plan for greenways in Portugal. Thank you, Giulio. Thank you to the university for this invitation. I'm going to share my presentation. My presentation, I have a PPT, okay, a PowerPoint to show, and at the end, a small film of 10 minutes that I think you are going to enjoy, okay? Let's see. Oh, I share this over here. I need the hostage to let me share my screen, okay? Giulio?
Yeah?
I need the hoster to let me show my screen.
It seems it should work. I'm asking to Ariana, that is the boss here.
Yes, it's activated.
Okay. Hi, Paulo. I'm
Hello.
Alessia.
Hello,
Okay.
Alicia again.
In the bottom of your screen, you see share video.
Yes, not that. I have a message that it says the hostage. There is you. The hostage deactivated the share of the table.
Okay, try, please.
Okay. Now
Perfect.
it's working.
Fantastic. We succeeded.
Let's go. Okay, everybody sees, right?
Yes, Paulo, we can see.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you again. I sincerely hope that my broken English is understandable to everyone, okay? I'm going to
It's
try
better
to
than mine.
speak.
Your English is better than mine, don't
I'm
worry.
going to try to speak slower so everybody understand, okay? I'm going to begin by making a short historical summary. It's a very short, but I want you to understand why we are in this stage, okay? In the second half of the last century was marked by the loss of capacity of the territories to continue to ensure the economy survival of resident populations, witnessing a migratory flow in the search of better living conditions, a flow with repercussions in the decrease of population, especially in the territories mostly in the interior of the country or in areas with low population density. What happened? The rationalization of railway operation associated with road transport competition and heavy investments in the construction of motorways imposed the end of traffic on several railway lines with the justification that they were not profitable, leading to the progressive degradation of the lines then deactivated, the deterioration of the railway heritage, and the local memory of the railway, making the infrastructure susceptible to acts of vandalism, theft, and even illegitimate occupation. So, as most of these deactivated lines cross rural, natural, or scenic areas, in 2001, the Portuguese National Plan from Greenways and the national and the European brand Ecopistas was created, certified by the Intellectual Property Office of the European Union, enabling the reuse of the corridors of the activated railway heritage and the adaptation of track platform sections, creating non-motorized routes in the sections most suitable for that function. Today, as I think you will know, it's a recurring practice in several countries. Last week, you had Arantxa Sanchez from Via Verdes from Spain that she spoke about this too. So, what are greenways? I think you will know. Greenways are autonomous communication routes for soft and sustainable mobility means, which use not operating railway lines, which value the environment and quality of life and guarantee quality and safety for all users. Oh, too fast. For all users, just like I said, regardless of their age and physical condition, such as tourist and sports routes, and even educational, for the practice of walking and cycling tours. In all means of swift mobility, not always walking and cycling. The greenways are routes to be taken without rushing, to enjoy the landscapes. Some of them are unique and idyllic, sometimes in places that can only be reached by the greenways, taking advantage, of course, of the old railway routes that broke through and open a natural heritage that only the train could reach, as you can see in this image. How can I say? To tool of the progress of mobility, health, well-being, and tourism, a transformative instrument of social and economic development, a resource to promote cycling tourism, the territory, the economy, and employment. Cycling tourism is today one of the biggest tourist attractions around the world, a model of sustainable tourism, diversity and supply, and responsible tourism. Greenways also appear associated with nature and sustainable tourism and activity mobility, like Giulio said, promoting the recovery and maintenance of the biodiversity of species and the different types of habitats, which is why the defense of their implementation is fundamental, emerging as an alternative to the negative effects of economic development and the necessary safeguarding of environment and quality. To meet climate changes and climate targets, we must adopt measures that reduce our environmental footprint, particularly about mobility. The problem is real, as you know, and we know how to minimize the risks. And it is essential to provide the territory with means and infrastructures so that the sustainable transition becomes a reality, where the electrification of transport and the decarbonization of the automotive industry are at the center of global efforts to reduce emissions. Finding an alternative to individual motorized transport is a priority for all of us, as is the complementary use of smooth means of transport, such as cycling and walking, also associated with a change in lifestyle and improving individual health. So, it is above all important to raise awareness among the population of the importance of planning their travels, whether commuting between places and residence, employment and study, or leisure, and placing sustainable mobility at the center of the decision of the population. Promote the adoption of behaviors compatibly with sustainable development and encourage citizens and companies to make decisions regarding their transport choices. Whoops. So, what we have now, where trains used to pass, today people pass by on foot, by bicycle, or any other means of sustainable mobility, in harmony with nature or communion with the city, in a logic of using infrastructure that has lost its initial functions, facilitating the sustainable development of territories, with positive effects on maximizing health benefits for citizens, providing them with healthier lifestyle habitats, conserving the landscape and the natural environment, conserving the local heritage, promoting culture and arts, memory, culture and railway heritage, economic, social development, and inclusive the job creation. That is very important for us. So many things that you say, but it's right. Greenways are popular for this. The in-use railway heritage has enormous potential for creating initiatives associated with tourism being a model of alternative and sustainable development and a new culture of environment awareness. That's essential. So what are our strategy here in Portugal? The strategy of the Portuguese National Greenways Plan involves the promotion, conservation, preservation and valorization of culture, arts, memory, and railway heritage. The valorization and decarbonization of the environment and mobility the dynamization of nature tourism and the promotion of cycle tourism, and also, why not, for local economic development, allowing new economic activities to emerge. Our strategy is, like I said, promote and preserve decarbonization, nature tourism, its words, environment, quality of life, development, local economy, landscape, natural environment. It's very strong words that they must be in our minds and in our arts to promote. Culture, arts, memory, reducing asymmetries, bicycle tourism, everything. This is the main goal of the Portuguese strategy for national greenways. Okay, our state of art. Where are we today? Portugal today has around 2,600 kilometers of railway, of active railway lines, and around 1,000 kilometers of deactivated tracks, distributed across 20 railway lines that were abandoned over 30 years ago, some of them 40 years ago. Of these 1,000 kilometers, we have 763 kilometers contracted to be adapted into greenways. 465 kilometers can already be used, and 233 kilometers are currently under construction or in design preparation. Our greenways are all around the country, as you can see. Giulio knows some of them. Since from north to the center and south of the country, we have greenways everywhere. The mountain greenways are essential in the north of the country because it's a mountain area. The south and it's subsidized in plains. These greenways give us the chance also to recover the real estate that we have. Real estate, we are talking about the buildings of the old stations that was abandoned, like I said, 30, 40 years ago. They are in completely ruins. And we can, with the greenways, we can potential the privates and the municipalities to recover that greenways. I give you some examples of that. The heritage rehabilitation, and all the buildings you are going to see in the next slides, imagine all of them in completely ruins, okay? I think you understand me. And now you are going to see them recovered. Recovered for examples of rehabilitation of railways heritage, for support activities for greenways users, not just tourism, but other utilities. Like you see, you have here two examples of local accommodations. Like I said, it was buildings, they were in ruins, so they are recovered to provide facilities for the tourists and the users of the greenways. Local accommodation and tourism support, like these ones. Tourism experience and local accommodation again. Restaurants. Culture, a geopark, and even a chocolate factory. So this is examples of what can we do in hospitality, restaurant, culture, and industry to give and to provide our citizens and the tourists who come to Portugal to have in these greenways and in these landscapes. We also have a very special private project, the only one in Portugal, that here is the Marvão rail bike on Cáceres line, which takes advantage of old stations so that we can ride vehicles and adapt it for this purpose. It's a success in Portugal. I don't know if you in Italy have some project like this, but in Portugal, this is a success. So the The investment in the creation of greenways is therefore an excellent contribution to the defense of the environment, defense and dissemination of railway heritage, promotion of bicycles and cyclotourism as a form of mobility and sustainable development, whether in mountain areas or others, a contribution to reducing the CO2 emissions, a fundamental action to accelerate the transformation towards a sustainable society and mobility, with a view to urgent carbon neutrality. I'm going to leave you with a 10 minutes film illustrating what was present here, and I come back to you after the video. Okay?
Okay. Paulo, we cannot hear any sound. There is only music or...
Okay.
If it's only music, there's no problem. If there is
it's only music. It's only music.
Okay.
But
also, we can stay also without music.
It's a
Don't
good
worry.
music. It's a good music. So
don't worry. Okay.
let's try to do it again. I can show you only the video if you want it.
Don't worry. We can take a look at the video also without music.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay. So, are you listening?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Giulio. You know, a long time ago, I'm talking too fast, right? I'm 30 minutes of presentation. In 50, I can do the presentation. It's a problem I have. So I had to get to the end. I hope you enjoy it, honestly.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, please, I'm always in a speed mode, like the video. All the rest, I'm sorry to Alicia, because she told me and teach me how to put the sound in the video, but
I see.
couldn't
I see.
do it.
But anyway, next year I will invite her again, and I hope she can participate.
Okay.
So I don't see if there are any questions. It seems no. I have a lot of questions. So in the meantime, that people trying to organize if they want to ask something, I have some question to you. So the first one is about the numbers. You know, we used to say that in order to take action and to develop in the appropriate way the territory and also our policies, we need number to take decision. So because you are, you have a national program, do you have also any initiative to measure in a centralized way how many users you have along the Ecopistas or not at the moment?
No, there's a problem that we have. We don't have the numbers to know. Only in the region of Minho, in the north of Portugal, we have a community intermunicipality that have eco counters.
Okay.
And their numbers are very, very beautiful, I can say, because I'll give you an example. I have the numbers of 2023, only in the Ecopista do Minho, Minho Greenway. And in the first 6 months of the year of 2023, they have something like 5,000 people a week, okay, in the first 6 months of 2023. So it's a small greenway. It have 14 kilometers long, okay, because it's a greenway that people can do in the daily, every day, walking from one another to another, from one point to another point. But in the big greenways like Down, like Volga, we know they are very used for people, okay? The people use it very much. So it's a problem we have. We don't have data. It's not us, the Infraestruturas of Portugal. It's the municipalities and the international intermunicipalities communities that have to install the eco counters. We try, we promote the installation, but it's not easy, I confess.
Yeah. And another question is related to the very special, program that you have, because yes, of course, we understood by Arantxa that also in Spain, the railway company are in some way involved in the Vías Verdes program, but they are involved through the Fundación de Ferrocarriles Españoles. In Portugal, is directly, in Italy, we have Rete Ferroviaria Italiana, is, the owner of the infrastructure, so Infraestruturas de Portugal, and in this case is Patrimonio, so I suppose the branch of Infraestruturas de Portugal that had the ownership of the land, it is directly involved in the program. So, in your opinion, which is the advantage to have this direct involvement of the railway company? Is something that give you some advantage respect to other realities, or what is your thinking about this?
I think it's an advantage. Why? Because the soil is public. The railway lines, ancient railway lines or new railway lines, are property of the state. Okay, I think you understand me. So the Portuguese state, the Portuguese government is the owner of the ancient lines, is the owner of the Greenways. It's a public company. So what we do is to give the possibility of the municipalities. They are near to the territory, they are near to the citizens. We are providing possibility that they use our property to make the greenways, okay? But the owner, it's always the Infraestruturas de Portugal. It's like railway, Italian railways. We are always the owner. So I think it's an advantage because of the funding, okay, of the European fundings. A private person, a private company don't have access to many funds from the European Union to recover this property to a greenway.
So you don't sell the line?
No, never.
No, you remain the owner.
Even the heritage, even the real estate, okay, even the real estate is property of the state. We rent the buildings, we rent the old stations, but we don't sell.
So you rent, or which type of agreement you do with the municipality?
If it is a municipality, in Portugal, the law don't allow us to make, how do we say, contracts €0 contract. Okay, we cannot allow. We have to measure, we have to have a value to the contract. So with the municipalities, we make a value, 1,000 years, for example, okay, 1,000 years a year, 1,000 years for the rent of the building. And the municipality charge us 1,000 years for the maintenance and conservation of the building. This with the municipalities. With the private persons, private companies that rent the buildings for making hotels, for example, an hotel or local accommodation, we charge a rent, but we charge a symbolic rent. Because why? The buildings are in ruins. There must be a lot of money involved to recover that buildings. So we don't.
They recover by themselves.
By themselves, they recover by themselves. Okay.
How many years of contract do you do with these privates?
It depends of the investment, but normally in 20-25 years.
Okay. Also in Italy, we have a similar program for using, public buildings. Sorry, we try to change. Okay, it's better. Okay, many thanks. And also in Italy, we have a similar program with buildings. They give for 25-30 years, and you recover on your expense, and then you can use to make business. Okay, it's the same. So you have difference if you rent to public authorities, to local authorities, you give, in practice, free of charge. Okay,
in practice,
yes. This agreement, or privates you can charge. Okay.
Yes.
And so do you have, when you rent buildings related to the stations, do you have some special rules? I have to follow, specific uses, or can I ask to use the stations also, for each use I want? Or you have, some rules that they say, no, only for public utilities, or I don't know.
No. You can use the old stations even for habitation. You can make it your own house. Okay. We have some rules, but the rules are is most for the architecture of the building.
Okay.
We don't from the heritage, like how do we call painéis azulejados? I don't know how we say it in English.
But if the building are along, greenways, they are, their destination is related to the services, or one can also, make his private home, because sometimes it's a sort of conflict if you use, buildings for private purposes, when you need probably some public services along the Greenway.
Let me see. If you're talking about a big station, okay, a big building, or a station, there are more than one building associated to that station. Normally, the recovery is for business, okay, because it must be rentable. The private home is for small houses. They are all on the long of the Greenway. Small houses of 40, 50 squares, okay? But the old stations, the big ones, it's always for business. And the principle for tourism business related to the Greenways, okay? Restaurants, hotels, something. But if you have a small house in the middle of the Greenway, far away from a station, but it's a small house that is in ruins, someone wants them to make his private home, we rent for that, so no problem.
So you rent the land to the local authorities, so municipalities or I don't know, provinces or something like that. They recover the land and they build the Greenway at their expenses, probably
Yes.
asking, I mean, public funds to be, I mean, to have a sort of financing also from other sources. And the services, I mean, they agree with you. They participate to the use, I mean, to the decision of what type of use to do with the buildings or not. I mean, if I have a municipality, I rent the land from you, from IP, then I decided to build a Greenway. I would like to participate to the decision that you have when you rent the buildings, because probably I have some idea how to use the buildings.
Of course, you see, when we make the contracts with the municipalities, the object of the contract says what is going to be with the buildings, what they are going to do with the buildings. So we only sign a contract with the municipality after we know what the municipality want to do with the building. Okay. And we have to be in agreement, okay?
Okay. And another question. At the beginning, you told one of the goal of this project is also job creation. Do you have some numbers, a figure, or some specific example related to the possibility to have, I mean, a job creation related, I suppose, only related to tourism, or also job creation related to other activities along Greenways?
I don't have specific numbers, okay? I confess I don't have that. But if you know the Greenways, Portuguese Greenways, and not only the examples I have show you, but when you build a new recovery station for a hotel, for a restaurant, we must provide jobs for that, okay? Direct jobs and then indirect jobs. The Greenway don't create jobs. The Greenway don't create jobs. But the heritage, the real estate associated to the Greenway, yes, you can create jobs by that way.
Okay. And by my side, the last question is related to the management of the Greenways. We understood, for example, from Spanish experiences, next Monday we will have Maria that will explain about the Via Verde de la Sierra. Is the third and last seminar in the course, but I mean, we know that they used to have foundations or consortia among the municipalities or provinces that are crossed by the Greenways. They use this system to manage the Greenways. Manage, it means maintenance on one side, but also promotion on the other. What type of action to do? In Portugal, which is the situation?
Let's see. Spain is another stage.
Yes, I know.
They have 113 kilometers of Vias Verdes. We have 400 kilometers of Ecopistas. So it's another stage. But we make the promotions, like you said. We try to make the promotions. We try
for all the Greenways, for all the Ecopistas.
For all the Greenways, okay, for all. We have 14 greenways in use. We make the promotion of all the 14 greenways. We make some meetings internally here in Portugal. We are going to make another one here in May, the 14th of May in Cabeceiras de Basto. We have a meetings when we reunite all the persons of all the municipalities that have greenways, and we discussed how to promote, how to give visibility, how to do everything we can do it. Infraestruturas de Portugal, in spite of being the owner of the land, being the owner of the railway lines, we don't spend money to recover the railway lines. It's the municipality. So we can make the promotion, and we must do the promotion between EGWA, because, like an example, we tried in the last year, we have one more associate in EGWA here in Portugal. We are going step by step growing the visibility of the greenways, even inside Portugal. I can say without any thoughts of happiness, but in the last 5-6 years, we managed to put the Green Portuguese Greenways in the social media here in Portugal, okay? Because many people didn't know the greenways exist. Fortunately, now we can say greenways finally are in the meaning of the people, of the citizens, of the Portuguese citizens.
So for the managing day by day, or to, make some investment, or to repair the greenway, or to, I don't know, to build a new restarea.
Sorry, I didn't understand, Giulio.
Okay, sorry, the microphone. I was saying that in order to make some small investment, or to improve, I don't know, the greenway, a new rest area, I don't know, who decided, who spent the money?
I see. If it is for promotion, okay, media promotion in internet and everything, we make this with our site. No problem.
No, not for promotion, for building something.
For building, we have to seek for partnerships. Okay, we don't build the greenways, like I said. Portuguese EP or Infraestruturas de Portugal don't build the greenways. We must search for partnerships with municipalities to build the greenways. But for the real estate, we must seek their partnerships with private companies, with private individuals.
Once the greenway has been built, and
after
works, yes. Each municipality participate to the expenses for managing or for improving or for
100%.
And which type of form? They organize by themselves, or
they
each municipality
by themselves? No, they organize by themselves or in a intermunicipality community. Okay, by the two ways, but 100% of the conservation of the greenways, it's the responsibility of the municipalities. Even the spend money, the money they spend, it's their money.
Yes. One thing that we see here in Italy is the difficulties when you have several municipalities that are crossed by a greenway to find the agreement, how to improve, where to spend the money, who has more money or less money, who participate in. This lack of this problem like this, and I would like to know if in your country you have found some solution to do this.
Yeah, we have the municipalities individually, okay, and then we have to the regions a community of intermunicipalities, okay. The municipality joins in a community, and we have two means. Or we do the contract with the municipality, the contract for the greenway with the municipality as one, or we make to the community of municipalities. Okay, I don't know if you are following me. I'm trying to explain. So let's see. You know Lisbon, for example. Lisbon is one municipality, right? Near Lisbon we have Louros. It's another municipality. what can we do? We make a contract with Lisbon and a contract with Louros, or we make one contract with an intermunicipality of both. The spend money and how we spend, if one spend 80, what the other one spend 20, it's by the size of the greenway inside of each territory. Okay, if the greenway have 100 kilometers, if Lisbon have 80 kilometers and the Louros have 20 kilometers, they spend the money each for 80 kilometers, one and 20%.
No, this is clear. This is clear. The question is after you make the agreement, if you know in which way they organize the daily activity, because of course, you know, you have to spend money to improve, to manage, to repair. There are some, and as I told you, in Spain, they have consortium, specific consortia made by the municipality crossed, and they agree all together in this type of organization how to spend the money.
Always. We just look at the territory every year, and we are going to, we make inspections, of course, and we are going to see if they are making the conservation, the maintenance of the space. Okay? Every year, the municipalities or the intermunicipality communities, they send us a report of all the spend, all the activities they have made in the Greenway in the last year, always in the last year, okay? In 2024, we are receiving the reports of 2023. And in that reports, in visual and photographs and in an Excel of money, right? They show us how much they spend in what, and with the photographs.
Okay. And I don't see any hands. So the last question is curious, at least for me. If you have in this last 10 years or I don't know, 15 years, any request to bringing again the train in an abandoned railway line. So if somebody, population, local communities, pressed Infraestruturas de Portugal to restart a train where, where you abandoned it.
See, if you have two ways, or if you have an abandoned line that is already a greenway, the contract says that for public interest, the train must come back. The greenway contract ends. So what can you say? The railway has always priority for the territory, always. Okay. The contracts we have for the greenway, it's not eternal. They can end, and one of the meaning of the ending is the return of the railway. It's priority, always. We don't have any cases. Okay, Giulio?
But in theory, you are ready.
But we are ready for that. We have one case of the returning of the railway train, but it's not a greenway. It's in Douro. It's on a small 28 kilometers between Pocinho and Barca d'Alva. That it's not a greenway, but we are now starting the program to the return of the train.
Okay. But because, you know, in the future, we expect to have an increase in the railway transport. So we believe really that, like in the United States, the rail trail is something to have a sort of rail banking, to put in a bank the land and to reuse eventually in the future for rails. So for railways, that is, as you told, is a priority always for public transportation. Is a priority.
It's always, but we have a problem because we must think that the abandoned railway lines we have today in Portugal, they are very, how do we say, sinuous, zigzag. Okay.
Yes.
It's not compatible to the modern trends.
Yes.
You understand? It's not compatible for tourism, for a tourism train in 20, 30 kilometers hour. Okay, but for a speed train, for example, with 100, 120 kilometers, it's not possible.
Yes, I know.
We are a small,
sometimes for commuting or local transportation, for small, I mean, for short trips can be, I mean, instead of rebuilding again a new railway, you can use at least some part of the old railway line.
The problem is the cost.
Yes,
always.
Return.
It's always the cost.
Always.
The cost, but most of the decision. If you have a government that decides to return the train to some place, okay, it's a decision. We must work for that, but it's not easy because the costs, it's a balance between the cost and the need.
Now, you know, in Italy we have some situation in which local community asked to have back the train. Okay, because it was the best way to reach the biggest city for going to work, for example, or to school, no? And so in some places there are some discussion about this. But anyway,
but it's
if you use the railway as Greenway, when you need the land, you already have the land. If you don't use it in some way, after many years, you lose pieces of land, the people that buy the land, people then, I mean, make other uses, and then it's more complicated to reestablish the railway line.
You must have expropriations that costs more money. So that's why it's important for us that the property of the land, it's always from EP.
Yes, I agree with you. So I don't see any other, I mean, yes, there is a question from a student.
Hello.
Hello.
So I have a question related. My question is related to the name Ecopistas. I was curious about the origin of this name, if there was any marketing study or any kind of sociological study behind the name, or is it simply related to the appeal of the eco word in these times? So, yeah.
It was a mix. Why? Because in the 2001, Spain, our neighbors, they have already the Vias Verdes. Okay, in the 2001 we could not call our greenways Vias Verdes. Why? Because it's the name of our tax in the motorways. Okay, in motorways we have the speedways, in the motorways it's called Vias Verdes. So you have to find another name, and the other name it's eco because ecosystem, of course, and pistas is the name in Portugal for a straight line. Okay, in pista.
Like in Italian, pista.
Like in Italian, pista. Portanto, eco e pista. It wasn't in 2001. We don't have market studies for that. I can confess. 23 years ago, we don't think about that things. If it was today, yes, we must have a discussion about the name because of everything. But now, in this case, it was an impossibility of calling it Vias Verdes, like we wanted, and the name of the ecosystems and the pistas, like in Italy.
One last question, if I can. From the video, we saw that there were some very wild parts of these ecopistas, and I wanted to see if to know if in those wild places are some rural communities, and if yes, when the creation of these ecopistas began, were they involved, or were they lately involved in some touristic activities? I don't know, like some agri-touristics or some dairy market, or simply some bed and breakfast or a hostel?
Mm-hmm. See, in the beginning of the creation of the greenways, the local citizens don't like. Okay, because what? The people wants the train. We have, as we are a small country, like you know, we have small communities, and the citizens were like a lot of a train. And the end of the train in some places was the end of that places. Understand? We have, for example, a villa with 100 persons. If you end the train, the persons go away, and the villa ends empty. So when you go to that local communities and try to involve them in the greenways, the first reaction is not good. Okay, the first reaction is we don't want that, we want the train, we want the train, we want the train. The train isn't there 30 years, but they still saying that they want the train. It's not easy, but with the time, when we can build the greenway and the local tourism shows and the hotels, the local accommodation, the restaurant begins to bring people to that communities, they change their mind. It's a fact. They change their mind. And today we don't have here in Portugal, I can say it, that in the 14 greenways we have, we don't have any discussion with the local citizens about the greenways. We don't have any discussions that they want to come back with the train, they don't want the greenways. So I think that we have a shock, initial shock with the people, but in time they assimilate that the greenway is also good as the train was.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
There is a question from Susanna Galimberti. Susanna, we cannot hear you. No, we cannot hear you. I don't know why. Try to switch on the microphone. She disappeared. Okay, she said.
She come back.
Yes, I suppose. Now she's coming here because she's in another office.
Okay. It's not easier.
She's a PhD student, having a PhD on these topics, on valorization of mountain areas with active mobility.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Now we can hear. Susanna.
I'm
Loud and
sorry.
clear.
There was not microphone in the previous. I have a question about the pattern, because you say that the country is mountainous in the north and in the south is plain, more or less like here, Italy, or I don't know, I'm not really sure. But can you see some pattern in the number of users in mountain areas in contrast to the plain areas? Or also the
yes.
interest for municipalities, if you can see some pattern in this sense.
Yes, I can show you if you want. Let me see if I can find here the map and I share it again. Can I, Giulio? Just to share the map, okay?
Yes. Can you share if you want? Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Susanna, right? Susanna. In the north of Portugal, we have a lot of mountains. All of this area is a mountain area. Okay, here in the center, always also, but in the center we don't have greenways. We have this one over here, but it's only in project. In that, it's not mountain, but the mountain area is here. Okay, so you can see where the greenways are. Here in Alentejo, it's a dry area. In the summer, you have temperatures of 45, 15 degrees. Okay. No vegetation, plains, desert, absolutely. So it's not easy. the greenways are used mostly in the summer, spring and summer, because in the winter it's not possible. It's possible, but it's not comfortable to use the greenways. Cycling in the rain or in snow, it's not comfortable. So the people, the citizens, the tourists looks for the greenways in the spring, summer, in autumn also. This area here, because it's a mountain area, and you see in the video with trees, with the green, a very luxuriant, how do you say, cobertura vegetal. I don't know. You understand in Italian, cobertura vegetal. It's more the people looks and more the mountain areas than in the plains. Okay, and you can see even in the plains. We have more resistance of the municipalities to create greenways. It's more resistance. So you can see here, it's simple. This map is clear. So to answer to your question, yes, there are more utilities in the north, in the mountain areas in the north, even in the south.
Then it's just influenced by the climate condition.
Yes, just
Okay.
like that. But
then
you can also in the north in the winter it's snowing. Here in the south, no, it's still warm.
Okay.
But even less, the people looks the mountain areas. It's even to the south areas. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
My English is better, right?
Okay, Paulo.
Giulio.
Thank you very much, really, for your availability, for spending your time with us. And as I told you, we recorded this speech, and it will be made available through our YouTube channel. So I will send you the link, and you can share, and we will share, of course, this seminar.
Okay.
Thank you
very
again,
much for
and
the invitation. I hope everybody understands. It's not easy for us to speak in English. It's very, and you know.
No, you know,
when
we are on the same boat with the language.
It's more easier to speak Portuguese and understand Italian than even in English.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You know, we have also students from other countries, India or Iran. So for us, it's an international course, so we need to speak English also for them.
Claro, of course.
Okay, but anyway.
Have a good students.
Thank you again, and I hope to have you also next year for another seminar. Okay.
Okay, Giulio. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.